Well, g'day, curd nerds. G'day, curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day, curd nerds. Oh, I'm not very bright, am I? Yeah, let me just... Oh, that's a bit better. So used to having the lights down for gaming. Welcome to Ask the Cheeseman. This is episode 371. Thank you so much for joining me today. Got my lovely Talk Curdy to Me shirt on with matching mug. It's like she had a baby cow. So there you go. Lovely to see so many people in the chat today as well. Very lively little chat before the show started, so that was wonderful. A big shout out to all of the financial members, both YouTube members and patrons. Thank you to all of those wonderful people, curd nerds on the screen right there who support the show financially. And we have a new patron, Mari, I think that's how you pronounce it. Mari, thank you for becoming a patron over on Patreon. The link for that is down in the description of all the videos. Now, obviously, and I've said it many, many times, without your support, the show doesn't go on. And it is because of the financial support that you give the show, we can keep the lights on here in the studio. And I mean that for real. All right, thank you very much. Moving right along, the gallery will be at 30 minutes past the hour. We have a few entries today, which is lovely. Some good questions as well. Now, I do have some news on the back. I suppose it's healing slowly but surely. Not as much pain as I had about 2 weeks ago. So slowly but surely it's getting better, and I'm doing a little bit more moving around in the garden and stuff like that. So I'm planting a peach tree today. It's only a little one. It's only about that big, but it should be good fun nonetheless. And I did a whole bunch of weeding in the garden with Ben yesterday, which was fantastic. Now, I also managed to make yogurt, as you saw. You would have seen a yogurt video come out a couple of days ago, I think. And that was good fun to make. I enjoyed doing that, and Kim says it's the most creamiest, delicious yogurt she's ever had, and that I must make some more. And I have already. I've made another batch because the doggos love it as well, on top of their breakfast in the morning. So just a teaspoon each, and it's really helped their gut health as well, which is good. Some other news. Unfortunately, I had some tests the other day. Blood tests, and they found that I was iron deficient. Obviously not enough iron in the cheese that I eat. And they may suspect that I have some internal bleeding somewhere in the gut, in the intestinal system. So on Wednesday I have the privilege of going for a colonoscopy and a gastroscopy. So tomorrow and Tuesday I have to prep for that. Very exciting stuff. The best case scenario is I'm not eating enough red meat, being iron deficient. Worst case scenario could be the big C, but I don't think that's a possibility. And the surgeon himself said it was a very slim possibility, because here in Australia, when you're over 50, the government sends you bowel test kits, so for fecal blood. Sorry, I'll get it right in a minute. And that I had one of those in May, and it came back negative. So I don't think it'll be that. It'll be something like I'm probably not eating enough meat or something like that. But there is a history of gastrointestinal issues in my family, so could be something as simple as that. But anyway, that's on Wednesday. I will let the curd nerd community know what's going on there. On Thursday, I'll put something up as a community post on YouTube just to let you know how everything's going and how I recovered. It's only a like a 4-hour procedure or something. So anyway, wish me luck. What else? That's about it as far as that goes. Now, I do plan on making some videos, probably over the weekend. I should be up to it, I reckon. So on the weekend, I'm going to make a yogurt cheese. I borrowed a recipe from Fred. I've written it down. It's called Primo Sali, which is first salting in Italian. And it's basically a yogurt curd cheese. It's a lot firmer than what, say, Labna is, which is also a strained yogurt cheese. And this is going to be a very basic beginner's cheese, which it doesn't have, the only live cultures it uses is 60 grams of yogurt. And yeah, I've got yogurt in abundance, which is fantastic. So I'll be making that Primo Sali. So thanks to Fred for letting me use his recipe. Yeah, it should be good fun. Nice beginner, because people always ask me, Gav, I don't have any access to starter cultures. What cheese can I make? And there are cheeses you can make, no problems at all, like halloumi and, paneer and ricotta and that sort of thing, or whole milk ricotta anyway. And yeah, so I want to give people a cheese that they can make just with the stuff they've got around the house, other than, say, maybe, well, it depends on the milk you use. You can use, it's got calcium chloride and obviously rennet. It's a renneted cheese. So yeah, we'll give that a go and see what happens. It should be nice and quick, which is what I'm about at the moment. Just making sure that I'm still continuing to heal with the back. Anyway, thanks everybody. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the chat right now and we'll get stuck into it. I don't think we have any at the moment. But g'day to everybody. Thank you, Herb, for the first one. Let's say g'day to everybody who's here so far. G'day to Jeffrey and Paul. Hello to both you, and to Merv. G'day to the chairman who turned up there somewhere while we're having a bit of a chitty chat. I think the next person was Eric. Hello, Eric. Love to see you, mate. Who else was there? Jill over in New Zealand, welcome. Down the list. Michelle Harvey, welcome. It's been a long time. Probably hasn't, but Herb, g'day mate, how are you? Fiona, how are you as well? Richmond, Richard, hello mate, how are you? And we got Paula, hello Paula, and Titus, great to see you back. Right, that's it. But there are 21 watching, so thank you very much, everybody. So let's get on to Herb's question. Herb says, I'm making yesterday's cheese tomorrow. For just the play on words. Good, nice one. For some folks at work, so it'll be ready fast. I couldn't get the exact cultures in time. What can I sub? Any thermo will do. All right, so what do you got there? It says, for an alpine culture, I have Lipro TAC thermophilic starter culture, which has Streptococcus salivarius, subspecies thermophilus, of course, Lactobacillus delbrecki, subspecies bulgaricus, and Lactobacillus helveticus. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Perfect. Because when I made yesterday's cheese, I used MOT92, which has all of those plus Lactobacillus lactis subspecies lactis, which was just a meso that was just in the packet. All right. Yeah, so that's what any meso. So actually, I would probably add a little bit more salt as well, because I don't think the yesterday's cheese has enough salt in the initial recipe. Not for aging for a long time, but if you're using it for a quick cheese, like within a few days, because the name yesterday's means that you can eat it tomorrow, or as yesterday's cheese, if that makes sense. But yeah, the starter culture will just help make the curds bind together because they're fairly small. All right. I also have MA11. Yeah, you probably don't need it, Herb. Just use that tack. It'll be fine, mate. Richmond says, what cheese cannot be named? Does it start with a C and end with a T? No. So the cheese that cannot be named, and it stems back to the cease and desist that I got from the Grana Padano Consortium, who were protecting their trademark at the time, asking me to take down my Grana Padano video. Now, I've said it twice now. Hopefully they don't come and get me again. So that's the cheese that cannot be named. It's an in-joke that we use on the channel and in the chat, so it's always great. So much fun. Yeah, it's Grana Padano. It's a grainy Italian cheese, similar to Parmesan. But yeah, very cool. Michelle, you are so kind. Here's a donation to your steak fund for after your tests. You're a lovely lady. Thank you so much. And the curd nerd light should go off by itself soon. Is it doing it? Hey, there we go. See, I didn't even touch anything. Touch nothing. It's automatic. Slow automatic, but automatic nonetheless. Thank you, Michelle. I will touch a button and turn it off. Appreciate the $20 US, really do. There we go. There's a love heart. I love it. Okay, Richmond says, I'll have a few small camembert wheels that are at least at the 4-week mark. They are 4 inches by 1.5 inches. When can I eat them? Alexa, convert 4 inches into centimetres.
Good morning, Gavin. 4 inches is 10.16 centimetres.
Yeah, that's fine. So that the 10 centimetres is perfect. That's what I use. And 1.5 inches, what's that? 1 inch is 2.4 centimetres. So it'll be 3 and a bit centimetres high. So yeah, that'll be fine. So question to you, Richard, are they wrapped? Have you wrapped them in wrap? Are they stored once you wrap them in the kitchen fridge? Can you press into them and they feel a little bit soft in the centre of the circle? There's some questions there. If they feel soft in the centre, then they're ready to eat. So 4 weeks tops, really. Herb, you're a gentleman. Thank you so much for $30. But yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you, mate. Richmond says, not wrapped, but in the regular fridge now. Okay, they're probably very furry. Yeah, they'll probably be okay. Just press them in the middle, in the centre of the circle. So the circle and in the centre, give it just a firm press. If they start to feel a little bit soft, then they're ready to go. And yeah, hopefully the mould hasn't run away and you've got little whiskers everywhere. And anyway, yeah, just pat them down with clean hands. There you go. They'll be good to go. Cut one open. If you got 4, has you got 4? Let's have a look. What did it say? I have a few. A few meaning 3, maybe. Cut one open. 4 weeks. Definitely go for it. If the paste is a little bit chalky on the inside, then leave it for another week and it should then be smooth all the way through. And a chalky in the middle is not a bad thing. You can eat it like that. No issues whatsoever. Titus, you're a cheeky person. Send it to me to evaluate. Oh, I love it. Very nice indeed. Oh, goodness. So good. Alrighty. Now, I don't know who's... because I haven't been able to make cheese because of the back and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how many people actually have seen my gaming channel. Yeah, old bloke playing games. One game that has a lot of depth for me is this space simulation called Elite Dangerous. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. I'm not trying to plug it or anything, but yeah, if you're in for a laugh, because I crack so many old dad jokes over on the gaming channel, just go look for Curd Nerd Gaming on YouTube. I've got 160 subscribers already. Only been doing it for a month or two. But yeah, good fun. Enjoying it. And that's what I can do in the evenings. Keep my mind off back pain and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, just something fun I've been doing. If you've got any more questions, throw them in the chat and we'll get going. What time? It's only 1:15 the hour, and not time for the gallery just yet. So, now, somebody, who was it? It was Jeffrey, asked me. Yeah, there we go. Because I wasn't here last week, it was Father's Day. He says, how'd your breakfast go with your son last Sunday? Well, Ben took me out to breakfast to a place called the Jolly Miller. It's a cafe here in town. Very nice. And I had eggs Benedict, and a side of bacon. I didn't mention that. Side of bacon. So I had hollandaise sauce over poached eggs on sourdough bread. And had to have some cheese with it. So I had some fried halloumi on the side as well. Oh, it was lovely. And a nice cappuccino, 2 sugars, gorgeous. It was so good. And we had a good chat. Ben's big into gaming. He's the biggest gamer I know. But he doesn't stream on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that. He just games with his friends. And we talked about the latest games coming out and all that sort of stuff. And he said to me that he was proud that I was an old bloke gaming on YouTube, and he's told all his friends, and they think it's all very cool and stuff like that. So, yeah, we had a good time. I've got a tear going here. So anyway, it was good fun. Ben lives with us, so it's not like I don't see him every day, but it was just nice to go out to breakfast with him. So, yeah, that was really cool. The memories. The memories. If anybody's got any cheese questions, throw them in the chat. Okay. So, noting that yogurt cheese that I was talking about, the Primo Sali, so that's a thermophilic culture. Yogurt has thermophilic cultures in them. The other sort of cheese that I was going to make a nice and quick one, I'm going to try and modify the queso fresco recipe that I use all the time to use with cultured buttermilk. I'm going to try that. So I'm hoping to do 2 fresh cheeses very, back to back, starting this weekend, and get those going. So it'll be like beginners cheeses, so 2 types that you can make without starter cultures. So, but like I said, you'll still need rennet and stuff like that. Dale has a question and says, I made a goat's cheddar about 4 weeks ago. It took an extra 25 minutes to set up, as in set the curd, yeah. Seemed not to hold temperature as well as cow's milk does. Packed after dry salting. Will it be extra crumbly? Hard to tell without knowing the pH in the different steps. As long as the pH got to around about 5.3 by the time you pressed it and salted it, it should be good. Now, as far as cheddars go, if you're talking about dry salting, hopefully that's not dry salting the outside, because cheddars, because of their tight structure, need to have the salt in with the curds when you mill the curds and then put it into the mould and press it. Hopefully, Dale, you've done that. Unless I'm misinterpreting the words there. When I made my goat's cheddar, I didn't have any problem with the temperature or anything like that. I used the sous vide. It seemed to work fine. During pressing, they all seemed to cool down. I haven't made any cheese really this winter. And we're now into spring here in Australia, so pardon me, so the temperatures will be much easier and more conducive to making cheese in the kitchen, that's for sure. Can't tell if it's going to be extra crumbly. It's all about the acidity. So, Merv says, looking forward to the goat cheese video. I'm confused. We have many goat cheese videos, Merv. Let's just go to the... where is it? Where is the second monitor? There we go. So looking at the panel, the channel page, and looking for goat. Okay, goat. So we've got a goat's cheddar. Well, we got feta, of course. So this is a goat's cheddar video. I made that with Caldermead Farm. Can I share? I want to share that. Copy that for Merv. Where's my head? All the buttons are different. Here we go. Right, there we go. There, Merv. There's the goat's cheddar. It turned out lovely. It was beautiful cheese. I had the tang to it. Also, I do have Sherv, which we have the... This is the Sherv video. And there we go. There we go. That's for you, Merv. So there's a couple of yummy goats making, and there's another one which is a Bores, which is also good. So did I promise something that I haven't delivered on? I can't remember, Merv. Sorry, mate. It's been a while. But yes, there's a couple of goat's milk videos, and the goat's milk cheddar was the first link there. So yeah, I hope that helps. All right, there we go. So many tabs. Yeah, look, I find goat's milk it's great if you can get a good supply. Usually and unfortunately, goat's milk in supermarkets most of the time has been ultra pasteurized, and that's a big issue when it comes to making cheese. You can't you can't get good goat's milk that hasn't been ultra pasteurized in most cases, because it doesn't move quickly off the shelves. What dairy producers usually do is pasteurize it at very high temperatures, and it denatures the proteins, and they won't come together. The casein won't come together when you add rennet to it, so you just get slop. Basically, when you try and add the rennet after you've added some starter cultures. So ultra pasteurized milk, whether it be cow's or goat or sheep's milk, just doesn't set a curd. And yeah, like I said, because they're trying to get maximum value for selling that kind of milk on the supermarket shelves, which doesn't fly off the shelves, they tend to ultra pasteurize it. Now, I did find a brand here in Melbourne from Caldermead Farms, or Calder somebody. Goodness, Gav, find it. Caldermead Farm, there it is. There she is, as Khan would say. Let me just bring it up. I'll bring up their website because I'm a nice man for them. Come on, find the bloody website. It's thinking about it. Can I use powdered annatto in my cheddar? Good question. Yeah, look, you can, but I do not know the ratio you should mix it with pure water, which is a problem. Oh, their website timed out, taking too long to respond. Must have it on a pretty dodgy server or something. Yeah, so... can you use... I think that was the problem. Right, okay. Where's the question? There it is there. Let's put it up. I can't... Caldermead Farm, the website won't work. So, I don't know the ratio to powder to water mix. I've also noticed that cooking annatto also has other ingredients other than just the annatto berries, Dale. So... it's probably best to get some pre-made annatto from a cheese-making supplier. I've got some in stock again. But if you're not if you're outside of the US, or I can't ship to the US at the moment, so that may be an issue. But, there's heaps of cheese-making suppliers in North America. So, yeah. like if, and I've known I found some in what was it? It was in an Asian grocery store, and it had a whole bunch of other ingredients. Let me just see if I can demonstrate that. Annatto powder. Annatto powder, food grade. Let's see what's got in it. Pardon me. Asian pantry, what have we got? We got so many different types. And it's so cheap too. It's called Achute. Mamacitas. Come on, Mamacitas, show me the packet, will you? Come on. Additional information. It doesn't show what's on the back of the packet. Wonderful. Doesn't say the ingredients or anything. Mamacita, you've let me down. Right. This is not happening. Let me just... here in Australia, the brew shed has annatto, calcium chloride around it. Yeah. So a lot of home brew places will, Dale. Will have, limited cheese making supplies. Some are better than others. I actually do get some stuff from for our shop from Country Brewer, and I get that wholesale. So Country Brewer, if you're desperate, is another place you can get it. Let me just... Sorry, I should show the bloody screen, shouldn't I? Sorry. So yeah, looking for annatto. You can buy the berries as well. There's the seeds. I don't know what you'd have to do to the seeds to crush them up and do something to them. So I don't know how to prep them. So that's one way as well. And heaps and heaps. I'm pretty sure it has more than just annatto in that. Amazon has Mamacitas. All right. Does it say what's in it? What's on the back? Can I scroll in? Directions. What's in it? Ingredients: annatto seeds and cornstarch. Ah, there you go. So the cornstarch will throw you every time. It'll thicken the milk to such a point that it'll be unusable. So yeah, you got to find the liquid version that's pre-made for cheese making. Yeah, so having cornstarch in there. A lot of these powdered ones do have additives that are not conducive to cheese making. So there you go. Hope that helps. Thanks, Dale. Okay, we clear that off. The other Dale says, I think that was the problem. I had to dig around in the back of the fridge at Coles to get enough. Expiry date was still 2 weeks. Yeah, I think Coles stock two brands. One is, I think it's Paul's Goat's Milk. That's the ultra pasteurised one. And the Caldermead in Melbourne, the Caldermead Farm one is a good one. It's not old, it's just normal pasteurisation. And it's set to decent curd. That's the one I use for the goat cheddar. So, hope that helps. Rightio. Wendy. Hello, Wendy. Love to see you, mate. Hi, Gavin. What culture can I use to make a Monterey Jack using half whole and half low-fat milk, please? Okay. So, normally, for a Monterey Jack, I would use MO30 or MO11, same culture. It has Lactobacillus lactis subspecies lactis and Lactobacillus lactis subspecies cremoris. They're the two starter cultures in that blend. I actually have seen other Monterey Jack recipes now use thermophilic starter culture. So a simple thermophilic culture with Streptococcus thermophilus and maybe Lactobacillus lactis subspecies bulgaricus. I have seen recipes now, and even in some of the newer books, Monterey Jack is starting to use a thermophilic culture, which I find is strange. Just when you're making Monterey Jack, just keep a track of the acid profile for the cheese, because it can tend to be fairly crumbly if the acidity is too high. And make sure it's salted enough. So, yeah, look, MO30, MA. You could even use MM100, which is the it has an extra culture, which is the diacetylitis, so it'll make it a little bit more smoother to the palate. So yeah, try that. Hope that helps. Okay, that was for the gallery, my curd nerd friends. So let me just bring the gallery up so I can see what I'm doing here. Make sure I got the first picture. And the gallery is brought to you by start that one again. Hang on, need a sip of coffee from the cow mug. Ah, lovely. Okay. The gallery is brought to you by you, the curd nerds. I get it right this time. Yeah, you send the photos in, I show them, answer questions as we go along. So that's always good fun. So here we are. And let me just bring up the... Right, there we go. So the first one, oh, maybe I shouldn't show this one. The first one is a question. It's a bit of a show and tell. All right, so let's just... It's a question. It's a question. And this question... I'll just make myself a little bit bigger here. Whoop, there we go. This question is from Dave Kelly, who sent this in 2 weeks ago. Says, hi Gavin, I just wanted to send a question to your Ask the Cheeseman episode. You might need to rewrite the question to make it coherent. Well, it seems easy enough. When I watch your videos, it shows something like a mesophilic culture MA4000 or MA11 cultures. But when I get my supply from the local cheese shop in Lara near Geelong, it's just called mesophilic. Is there a different kinds that I need to be getting, or are they all close enough for each recipe? Thanks for all your videos. They have been great to follow. I've made about 7 cheeses now and can't wait to try them. Okay, so that's the question. How can I tell what different cultures are? Okay, so there's a couple of ways. So what we do is, I'll just go, I think he's talking about cheese links. Cheese links, not the wholesaler link, because I buy stuff from them too. Cheese links, where are you? Here we are. And yeah, some manufacturers do this, home cheese making. Some suppliers do this. Where is it? We want cheese making starters. So this is a competing store to mine. So yeah, so this is what they got. Right, so they got starter. I don't know, hopefully you can see this. Oh, it says starter A and starter B. Very cryptic. This is why I list everything on my website. B Flora starter, C starter, E starter, feta starter, Swiss culture, mozzarella, Dahi starter. So there you go. So confusion straight away. And look, I totally understand the issue that Dave has. So here, on the A starter, what it says, it's a versatile acid-producing culture. I haven't seen the word, oh, there's the word mesophilic there. That's the first time I've seen it. So it's suitable for cheddar, cottage cheese, cream cheese. So what is in it is the question. Does it say? Right, so it does. So it says, and highlighted there, Lactococcus lactis subspecies lactis and Lactococcus subspecies Lactis subspecies chromoris. Okay, so how do we determine what that's equivalent to? Well, there is a handy dandy little tool that I have. Let me just bring up a fresh page on the YouTube somewhere. I've got lots of handy dandy tools. Here we go. From Artisan Cheese Making at Home. There's a, doesn't support HTTP. Well, I'm not going there ever again. Goodness me. It's all happening. All right. Let me just see if I can find a copy of this PDF that I can send to people if they want. Oh, Gav, where is it? It's in my business NAS folder. There she is. Right, I'll bring that up in a second so you can see it. We get rid of all this rubbish. Right, I'll bring that up on the screen. Right, so this is a cultures guide, and it used to be from that website that I'm never going to again. And it says, so we said LL and LC. Right, so there's LL and LC. So that's Sacco MO30, which is the culture that I use. What's another culture that is LLLC? This one here, MA11, MA14, 16 or 19. They're all the same culture, basically. They're just for phage control. So any viruses that attack the lactic bacteria in big cheese-making supplier dairies, sometimes they're subject to phage, which is, like I said, a virus that eats a bacteria, and it spoils the milk. So LLLC there is another one, so MA11. So that's starter A from this website is the same as MO30 or MA11. Okay, so you're just looking for the starter cultures. You'll see most manufacturers, good ones, these ones are okay, they have listed the starter cultures there on their page. So that's what you're looking for. So that's how you can figure out starter culture equivalents, basically, for when we say recipes. So let's just check the mystery a little bit further. So there's starter culture B. They say it's used for Edam, Gouda, Havarti, blue cheese, quark, Normandy-style camembert, cream cheese, etc., etc. So let's have a look. What have they got in it? So it's got LL, LC, and Lactococcus lactis subspecies lactis biovar diacetylitis. So that's LD is the abbreviation that we'll see on this little chart here when I get the chart up. So if we go for LL, LC, and LD, what are we looking for? We're looking for MM100 is the equivalent culture to that. Are there any others from other manufacturers? No. So MM100 is the same as their starter B. But yeah, you can kind of tell by the cheeses. So anyway, hope that answered your question. Back to my head, I suppose. Here we go. Alrighty. So back to the gallery. Back to the gallery, Gav. Let's get the gallery back up there and pop the gallery page back up. Right, so thank you, Dave, for your question. The first gallery question is from Anatoly. Anatoly says, "Hi Gavin, may I ask you about the Stilton cheese? I've been trying to make one according to your video, but the mould has become multicoloured at day 20. Is it okay or not? And what should I do if not? The pictures are attached." Okay. Good question, Anatoly. What I would do, I would have wrapped this in foil yonks ago after I pierced the cheese. Because what happens with blue cheese is you get surface mould, which goes like crazy, as you can see there. I think there's another photo. There we go. So there's some surface mould. So the grey mould that's left behind is the blue as it starts to die down. The white, and you can see it there. It's gone all crinkly. This is Geotrichum candidum, which is native to the environment. So a little bit of an infection there, but that's okay. Look, we can recover this. The orange mould is not, it's not Brevibacterium linens. It is just the Penicillium roque 40 as oxygen in the container dies down and it turns orange. This is what happens with blue cheeses. So the best and easiest way to recover this is to scrape off the blue mould on the outside of the cheese. And at day 20, it may have some flavour. You could eat it now, I suppose, but Stiltons typically mature for about 90 days. And you can see normal Stiltons have this funk on the outside, no problems at all. But the paste is really firm with a Stilton because it's a much bigger cheese, it's much drier. So you could wrap it like it is, and that'll dampen down that'll prevent oxygen from getting to the surface of the cheese and the blue. There should be enough oxygen within the cheese to create the veins if it hasn't done so already. Or you could scrape the blue mold off with a flat knife and eat it now, or wrap it and continue to age it out for the 90 days. So there's a couple of suggestions. It hasn't got, don't throw it away. You've introduced blue mold, this is what happens to it. So I don't think that's an issue at all. So thanks for your question, Anatoly. Okay, the next one is from, doesn't that look nice? This is from Linda, aka Luigi. I haven't seen her online, so I don't think she's here today. But Linda says, Gavin, thank you for all your recipes, your videos, the time you spent answering my questions. With the help of your knowledge and expertise, I've just made a white Stilton with mango and ginger. That is as good as any I have purchased from a store. It's creamy, crumbly, and delicious. I omitted pressing the curds between two boards and instead chedded the curds for a few hours and then added the dried fruit without steaming it first so the fruit would absorb any excess moisture left in the curds. With curdly appreciation, Linda. Well, it looks amazing. Hopefully, I don't know how long you've matured it for, but the mango and ginger looks amazing. It's no contamination at all. It's crumbly because it has probably a little slight acidity, but remembering that we've put a fair bit of cream in the Stilton recipe that we have on the YouTube channel, and that will make it go crumbly as well, especially this style of cheese. But it looks fabulous. It really does. And you probably would have got some sugary notes as well from the mango, obviously, and the ginger would have added a little bit of spice to it. So it looks delicious. Congratulations, Linda. Well done. All right, the next one, this is from Ruby, and Ruby's YouTube handle is The Voice of Reason, and I haven't seen her on here either. They're from the UK. Ruby says, Hi Gavin, this is our pistachio and lemon red Leicester. Pistachio red Leicester? Unheard of. Let's have a look. Let's get a look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Goodness me. All right, I'll continue. It turned out a little bit more crumbly than commercial red Leicesters. I think I may have overpressed it initially. Crumbliness is usually an indication of high acidity within the cheese. But yeah, that would happen if you pressed out a lot of moisture out of it as well. Anyway, this is our third cheese we've ever made, following your red Leicester recipe, and I did a twist by adding the nuts and the lemon zest. I hope you like the picture. Any advice on how long I can let this cheese age due to adding the pistachios and the lemon zest? It's at 3 months currently. Thank you in advance, Ruby and Ryan, UK Curdies. Thanks. Yeah, look, I think that 3 months would be peak for this cheese, honestly. I wouldn't let it age too much more, because what you do, now you've cut it open and you've exposed the cheese to air and that sort of thing, the lemon and the pistachio can tend to rot. So you can vac pack it, put it in the kitchen fridge, right? I think it's mature enough. 3 months is perfect for this style of cheese. You could go a little bit longer, but you probably risk contamination now you cut it open. So effectively what I would do is I would vacuum pack it, put it in the kitchen fridge, and save it for whenever you want to eat it, anytime you want. So Ruby and Ryan, thank you so much for sending through that photo. All right, so the next photo, oh, there we go. This is from Scott Brenneman. Hang on, I'll get the name right. Brenneman. There we go. Thank you, Scott, for sending these in. Says, hi, Gavin. Here is a small wheel of buffalo blue. A nearby Amish farm has a herd of water buffalo. The milk is $12 US per quart, which is about the same as a litre. So this is a 1 quart of milk wheel. Goodness, and so that'd be fairly small. 1 quart. You probably get 150. Buffalo milk. You probably get about 200 grams of cheese, which is about half a pound. Yeah, 1 quart, 10%. Yeah, but you'd be about right. Yeah. All right. Well, actually, buffalo milk about 15 to 20% yield because it's higher in fat. That does look fairly good, and you've got some blue mold growing already. I think there's another picture. Yeah, it's just a little bit closer. There we go. So he's just pierced it, which is fabulous. Absolutely perfect. Just make sure if the blue mold starts to run away a little bit on the outside, you've got a little bit of geo going on there too, I can see. There's some white mold growing, just fuzzy bits there. So now that you've pierced it and let the oxygen into the inside, Scott, it's probably best, and this was sent about a week ago, so probably best now, probably got a better coating of blue, to wrap it in either foil or you can buy a silver wrap for cheeses, which will help let the cheese breathe still, but prevent too much mold on the surface, just like we saw with Anatoli's blue cheese. So anyway, moving right along, he's got some more pictures here. So this one is this is a Tilsit that I have aged for 2 months, and I'm wrapping to put in the regular refrigerator. It is kombucha washed. Okay, well that looks really nice. Anyway, so that'll soften over time as well. So it looks like he's got some, is that paper? I can't really tell. I think that's wrapping paper he's using there. So proper cheese wrap. So yeah, you can wrap that up. I couldn't see why you couldn't. And that'll just soften even further. But if you put it in the kitchen fridge, then it's going to slow down all production. And it's probably spot on. If you think it's supple enough in the paste, because that's what Brevibacterial linen does. It works from the outside in and softens the paste of the cheese and makes it just so delicious. I love a good Brevibacterial linens cheese, or washed rind cheese, and that is perfectly washed. It looks gorgeous. Nice orangey colour as well. Okay, so I think there's another. This is this is also from Scott. He said, I thought you might enjoy seeing this page from the local Amish farm. So far, I have tried the buffalo milk. We have our own cows, goats, and sheep that we milk, so I want to buy the other types of milk. So what kind of milk they got? Cow's milk, colostrum, which is the milk when for a calf at the start. I wouldn't use that personally, but whatever. They got cow and kefir yogurt, flavoured milk, liquid whey, buttermilk, smoothies, water buffalo, camel milk, donkey milk, sheep dairy milk, and goat dairy. Goodness me. So they've got all the milks, basically, at this Amish farm. Doesn't say what the website is. Camel milk for 1 pint. What's that, 600 millilitres? $17 US a pint. My goodness, you have to be dedicated. But I suppose they got all the milks. Sheep, I'd go the sheep. I tell you, I'd make a beautiful Roquefort. Something I've been busting to do to get more sheep's milk. But yeah, it was amazing. The voice of reason's there. Ruby, thank you so much. For your photo, really appreciate that. But yeah, this photo. So it doesn't say where this Amish dairy is. Let me just see. Can we tell where Scott is? I think he's in Pennsylvania, if that makes sense. But he doesn't say what the Amish farm is. I can send him an email if anybody's interested and pop it in the community post if you want to get this amazing milk. Crazy. So many milks. Anyway, that's the gallery, Curd Nerds. So I hope you enjoyed that. There's some great stuff in there and some nice little learning as well. So thank you to everybody, to Anatoly, Linda, Ruby, and Ryan and Scott for sending those photos in. They were magnificent. Okay. All right. Emmett says 717 area code. So yes, Pennsylvania. There we go. Perfect. Now, are there any questions that we have? All right, Richmond has a question. He says, I have a Parmesan that is 2 months old. The rind is beautiful. It started at 1.2 kilos. It seems to be losing weight. Can I vacuum pack it? Yes, indeed. So after 2 months, definitely, if you've got a nice firm rind on it and it looks clean, then vacuum pack it, put it into the cheese fridge, continue to age it. Now, the reason it's losing weight is because moisture is evaporating out of the cheese. It dries out. Now, only being a small cheese, 1.2 kilos, so you probably would have been used, because you use 2% milk for a Parmesan, right? So I'm just trying to think. You probably used about 16 to 18 litres of milk to get 1.2 kilos. But yeah, they lose weight as they dry out. So 12 litres. Oh, there you go. Okay. So that's a good yield for 12 litres of light milk. Or 2% milk, not light milk. So definitely, vacuum pack it now is the answer to the question, the short answer. I'll stop waffling. Herb says, another fantastic gallery. Indeed it was. Thank you very much, Herb. And thank you to everybody who sent the photos in, because without the photos, there wouldn't be much of a gallery, would there? Yeah. All right. Emmett says, after many years of cheese making, do you still use frozen packaged mesophilic culture, or do you maintain your own? Buttermilk seems to go off rather quickly. No, I still use the freeze-dried cultures, and I store them when I open the packets, and they're not zip-locked. I store them in these little sterile jars and write the name of the culture on there, and they'll last well past the best before date. I never had any issues with starter cultures. If they're like a year past their best before date, then I just get some fresh ones. And being a cheese making supply shop, I can get my hands on fresh ones all the time. But yeah, so I just keep those, and I keep those in our kitchen freezer inside where I make the cheese. Buttermilk does seem to go off quickly, but what you can do with anything, like even if you want to freeze yogurt or for a starter culture, or buttermilk, cultured buttermilk as a starter culture, get an ice tray, freeze them into blocks, and so an ice tray, yeah, like to make ice cubes, right? So fill each of the little things up with the yogurt or the buttermilk and freeze it, and then once they're frozen, snap them out, put them into a plastic bag, Ziploc bag, and store them in the freezer, and they'll store for over a year. And you can just take a couple of the blocks and put them defrost them in some warm milk, and then add them to your milk as you make the cheese. So that's how you can perpetually make your own, basically. And when you do make your own or store-bought yogurt that's live cultures and you don't want it to go off, you can freeze it. Freezing works fine. Paul has a question, super chatty thing, and thank you, Paul, for the $25 US. Really appreciated, mate. That'll actually pay for my procedure coming up on Wednesday. $500 out of pocket I'll be. Bloody hell, that's a lot of money just to find if I'm bleeding internally. Thank you very much, doctors. Saw me coming, didn't they? Anyway, moving right along. To Paul's question, says, back from 5 weeks in Greece. Fantastic. That would be great. My question is, how long stored cheese my question is about long stored cheese in the cave. I know you had a 5-year-old double Gloucester, but not all cheese gets better with age. Yes, that's correct. I will try them since that works best. Yes. So, obviously, some cheeses that are only meant to mature for about 3 months won't really improve too much with age. However, the less moist cheeses, so the drier cheeses, the hard Italian styles, the Alpine styles, even Gouda at a pinch, obviously cheddars as well, all can be aged, for a long time, right? 5 weeks is nothing as far as grease goes, but the double Gloucester that I had was it 5 or 7? 7 sticks in my mind for 7 years sticks in my mind for some reason. I've actually got some pieces in the cheese fridge because I haven't made cheese for so long because of the back. They're getting on now. I'll have to have a look and see what the oldest piece of cheese I've got in there and do a video. Now, that won't take too much effort, will it? That won't hurt the back. So, yeah, I'll have a look, Paul. But thank you so much for your kind super chat. Really do appreciate it. But, yeah, softer cheeses, obviously. The more moisture they got, the less chance of aging gracefully, if that makes sense. The drier the cheese, the easier it is to age for a longer time and get a really good flavour out of it. Hope that works. Wendy has a question. Says, at what stage during cheese making do you take a pH reading? Okay, I've got this handy little free pH cheat sheet, Wendy, and I'm going to share the link for you. Let me just bring that up. Where's Gav's website? Fine. Why don't I have a button for this? Right, so, cheese makers. Let me just make myself smaller. There we go. So this is Little Green Workshops. This is the shop that Kim and I run. So over to the cheese making supplies. I have a free handy dandy cheat sheet. And let me just find it. It's in the recipe cards. Here we are. Printable cheese recipe cards. And if we go down, here we are. pH checklist. Now this has had over 200 downloads. It's free. See, all the other stuff, all the other recipes are around $5, $5.50. So this one's free. I'll just click on it. I'll get the link for you, Wendy. And you'll be good to go. And you can download that to your heart's content. Okay, back to my head. Paul, thanks for throwing those memberships in there. You're a gentleman. This is for Wendy. There you go. So this pH checklist will tell you when, and it's got a whole bunch of cheeses that have the different pH levels for, it's got a little table and all that sort of stuff for when you should test it. So go and check that out, Wendy. You should be good to go. Kruger Schmidt. Hello, Kruger. Mate, you're awesome and a ray of sunshine. Love the work. Thank you, Kruger. Appreciate it. My answer to Paul makes sense. No probs at all, mate. And he threw in, look at that, 5 gifted memberships. So many. So who we got? Who we got new members? Mr. Loud Doggy. We got Finca Rosa from Puerto Rico. We got Mark Davis. We got Simon Masters. And we got Ali Horsley. Welcome to your memberships. Your perks are that you get little icons next to your name as well when you're in the chat. So jump into the chat and say good day. You'll also get what are these are the ones. What are these? These are young memberships. So yeah, you'll get early access to videos as I produce them as well. Thank you, Paul, very much for popping those gifted memberships. Really do appreciate it. Wendy, you're welcome. Okay, so yeah, so go and download that. Okay, so I've been talking so long that it's time to finish. I've got to go make my porridge. Go and have some porridge for breakfast, and go and feed the doggos. So, thank you for watching today. It's been lovely having so many people on in the chat. How many do we have in the end? We've got 29 watching, more than my gaming live streams, that's for sure. But anyway, cheese making is lovely. If you want to pick up the merch that I'm wearing, talk Curdy to me, pop over to merch.cheeseman.tv. You can go and pick up mugs and t-shirts and hats and aprons and all that sort of good gear. And I do release a yearly calendar as well now, which is sold out. Nobody wants a calendar in September. Maybe in December we'll do that. But anyway, other than that, you can get your cheese making supplies over at littlegreenworkshops.com.au. Now, all those links are down in the description below. Please check those out. That would be fantastic. And thanks to everybody who super chatted today and everybody who joined in the chat and asked questions. Without the questions, you're just going to hear me waffling about stuff. It's better. Yeah. On that note, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, Curd Nerds. Bye.